If you are divorcing a narcissist or sharing custody with a narcissist in any capacity, the holidays can feel a bit extra. So let's talk about that today and how to protect your peace. Hello, OMB community. I am Tina Swithin. I want to speak to anyone who is struggling right now. The holidays can feel extra heavy, even under the best of circumstances. But when you are dealing with a narcissist in family court or in a co-parenting situation, everything becomes so much more chaotic. So if you are feeling that chaos rising, it is not your imagination. This is a pattern that I have seen for many years. There are reasons why it happens. I'll touch on that today. But before I go any further, I do want to pause and acknowledge something that has shaken so many of us in the One Mom's Battle community today. I woke up to news this morning that we lost an OMB member from South Carolina, Tracy. And her story echoes what so many of you are living. She made allegations about severe post-separation abuse. She made allegations about misconduct by family court professionals. She spoke about failures from the people who should have been acting in the best interest of her kids. And she was doing what every protective parent tries to do. She was fighting for her children. And she was fighting to be heard. Losing her, is, I have been told that she took her own life. It's heartbreaking. It is infuriating. And we know that her story is not an isolated one. We have lost so many moms over the years in this way. And, it's devastating for all of us who are out here challenging these systems and trying to shine a spotlight on what is happening. But days like today emphasize how important it is for us to keep raising awareness and demanding change and shining a spotlight on the collusion and the corruption that so many of you are facing. In the comments below, I'm going to share information for the 988 Lifeline. This is an incredible resource for anyone who may be in crisis, may be considering suicide. You are not alone, and it is so important that you reach out for support if you are struggling. Today, my heart is with Tracy's children, and I know everyone joins me in sending love and light, and our hearts are with her kids. As I continue, I want to shift into something that so many of you are experiencing during the holidays, and I'm speaking in general terms here, drawing from the patterns that show up so often for protective parents who are dealing with a narcissist in family court or in any type of paternity, co-parenting situation. This season has a way of magnifying those patterns. And so I want to help you understand why it happens, why it feels extra right now, and what you can do to protect your peace. There is another layer to all of this. During the holidays, we are all surrounded by images of closeness and connection. We see it on TV, in commercials, media, the warm, fuzzy Hallmark movies. And the messaging is everywhere that this is the season of joy. This is the season of family. This is the season where everyone comes together. And it's not that way for many of us. And whether or not that has ever been true for you, it is the message that society drills into us. There's this pressure to feel something specific, to live up to a picture that does not match the reality that a lot of us are navigating. On the other hand, the narcissist absorbs these messages, but in a much different way. They see these images of connection and warmth, and it hits a nerve that they cannot even name. They are not capable of the depth, the vulnerability, the steady love, the emotional closeness that this season celebrates. They do not feel, what you are capable of feeling or experiencing. They just can't access it. So they start to unravel. And that disconnect takes them into a spiral that, so many of you are living it right now. They see a version of life that they cannot live. It triggers shame, jealousy, fear of losing control, the awareness that their children are, more connected to you. And that spiral is why so many of you are seeing the worst behaviors right now. We tend to see an amplification when it comes to court filings, because that's part of post-separation abuse, the litigation. I want to close by giving you some practical ways to protect your peace this season. And these come from years of watching these patterns play out and supporting parents who are navigating these issues. Number one, keep communication brief and strategic. And strategic does not ever mean manipulative. It means authentic, but that you are very much in control, that you're not reactionary, because we know they will bait you with last minute changes, emotional landmines. I encourage you to slow down, to respond with facts. Every message should serve your child's needs. And if this plays into your documentation, then of course, make sure you're documenting these things as well. But as one of my favorite advocates, Annie Kenny, says, practice the pause. You don't need to respond immediately. Number two, release the idea that you need to compete. The narcissist will try to buy the kids' affection during the holidays. You do not need to match their gifts or their theatrics. Children remember the emotional safety, the memories, not the material excess. Number three, create a buffer plan for the hardest moments. If exchanges or messages are triggering, prepare maybe a grounding ritual before you engage. A slow breath, a short walk, a text to a safe friend, anything that you find helps regulate you and steadies your body. If you are alone, number four, if you are alone while the children are away, remember that bond, that foundation you created with them that's going to stand the test of time. That foundation is solid because it's authentic. It was created with love and light. So use this time to pour into yourself, to refill your tank. And, it doesn't matter what day you celebrate with your kids, whatever holiday you celebrate, they're not going to remember what date it was. They're going to remember their time with you. Number five, put guardrails in place around your energy. Protect your peace, protect your digital space, mute people, mute conversations that drain you. You're allowed to say, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it to that event, whether it's family or friends. And, if you are struggling this holiday season, you are not alone. Everything tends to feel bigger and brighter and more intense, and I want to validate all of that. It feels very extra. Lean into community. Even if you feel isolated, you aren't alone. Connection is one of the most powerful tools we have. I can reflect back on that very first Christmas post-separation. My family did not live in the area. Most of them were 2,000 miles away. I had just pressed reset on my social circles. It felt very isolating, and it was. If you are already in one of the OMB chapters, consider hosting a Zoom call for others to get together online. Because if you're feeling this way, my guess is so are others. And all it takes is for someone to take the initiative. If you want to host something in person, if you feel safe with that, do it at a coffee shop or a safe venue, a park. If it's not freezing cold where you are, it's 72 degrees where I am right now. So we are definitely not feeling the winter. I have been called a hope dealer. That has been said in both positive and negative lights. But I am a firm believer in hope. We have to hold on to it. This is an unpredictable journey in an unpredictable system. We are up against very unpredictable individuals. And the fact is, we have no idea what's around that next corner and when things could shift in our favor or in the favor of our kids being safe. And so, what I will leave you with is one of my favorite messages of hope. This is a war, and it is made up of many small battles. Even if you are in the thick of it right now, I want you to know that you have already won the war. You've won. You have the ability to have an authentic bond and connection to your children. Your love with them and for them is pure, it is genuine, and the unhealthy parent does not have that. Everything they do is surface, it's for show, it's to hurt you, it's to maintain control, and those things are not sustainable. And can they can create fractures, actually very, very deep ones. I have several moms I know whose kids have been turned against them. And that is so painful. I think we need to talk about it more. Some of these fractures are incredibly deep. But your relationship with your children is built on a solid foundation, and I am a firm believer it stands the test of time. I hear stories of kids coming back all the time. We just had in California, there's a story of a mom I've been following, and her daughter just spent her 18th birthday with her mom, and she had not spent a birthday with her mom since she was 13 years old. There is hope. Those stories refuel me and give me hope, and I hope they do too. I ask everyone to light a candle for Tracy in South Carolina. Keep her in your heart. I want to make sure that her fight to protect her children was not in vain. We have to continue getting loud. We have to continue raising awareness and demanding better for our kids, for our protective parents in our communities. I'm sending love and light to all of you during the holidays, and I'm sending wishes for a peaceful and protective 2026. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of our community.